Welcome to part two of my video of how to identify zodiac signs on site. My name is Bill Gandy, and I'm the natural astrologer. And today we're going to talk about fall signs and winter signs. So we will discuss Libra through Pisces. Okay, let's begin with Libra. Libra is the fall equinox. That's when the sun is hitting like right there at the equator. So it deals with evenness, believe it or not. A lot of things on Libra deals with evenness, the scales. That's why I think it is the scales. But as it is the beginning of the fall season in the northern hemisphere, it's also the beginning of the spring season in the southern hemisphere. But the Libras themselves, they like to have their things even. They even eyebrows. A lot of them have oval shaped heads. They have graceful features. Many of them have dimples. A lot of Libras have dimples. They are well proportioned as far as their body is concerned. Really nice hips because it deals with the pelvic region. The women has really nice hips, even if they don't have nice bottoms or whatnot. Their hips are really nice. It's a very graceful sign. Okay, so I have a few examples right here of Libras. We have Will Smith right here. He seems to be a pretty cool, graceful guy. You know, Libras, they like to have peace. They really rather have peace than war, to tell you the truth. And here's a picture of Serena Williams. She's also very beautiful. Um, and here's a picture of Eminem. He's a good looking guy, you know. But the second sign of fall is Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled, of course, by the scorpion. And Scorpio is a very emotional sign. But as far as they're deeply emotional, intense. But as far as how they look, um, you know how you were on the top of the zodiac and a lot of the women were top heavy? Well, now we're entering the bottom of the zodiac and more women will be now bottom heavy. Okay, so a lot of Scorpion women might be bottom heavy, you know, with a shapely booty, even if their booties are kind of small, it would still be kind of shapely, you know, good looking butt. But Scorpions, I can you normally recognize them by their nose when I first look at them. Like they have this one nose here called the eagle's bill. In ancient times, that's what they used to call Scorpio was the eagle's bill, and I assume that this was the reason. And this other nose that Sierra has, that's pointed downward. Normally, I can see that one too. Um, and you look at her eyes, scorpions have intense look, like she's looking through you, like she can see what you're thinking, but she's not giving off any information about herself, you know. And let's get back to the sex organ thing. Sometimes scorpion sex organs go out of control, like my man Sean P. Diddy Combs, who's on trial right now because of the sex organs, I would say. So, yep, we'll move on to the next. The third and final season of fall is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is represented by the part man, part horse glyph, and you'll see how this actually comes into play for some physical features in some Sagittarians. Um, there's a lot of Sagittarians that myself, I can recognize them by their nose. First of all, it's like a straight nose going this way. And then usually they have long, tall legs and they're normally loud. Okay. But their legs is normally a feature on the Sagittarians that I recognize. Uh, the horse comes into play and their long legs come into play, like this picture of Taylor Swift. Uh, Look at her legs right here. Really long legs, horse like, you know. And but not to be outdone, here's Jay-Z also. Look at his legs. But not all Sagittarians are tall. Like my man here, Bruce Lee, he's not tall, but he definitely had the Sagittarian fire for sure. Okay, so the next sign we're going to move into is the first part of winter, the first third of winter, which is Capricorn. A lot of Capricorns, they're thin and wiry when they're young, pretty much. The strange thing about Capricorns is that they look old when they're young, but they look young when they're old, which is kind of strange. They're kind of big boned too. I would say they're big boned, and they got kind of a straight nose, kind of a lot of times. A lot of times they do have a straight nose. I don't know if everybody else can see it, but I can see it to me, when they look at me, they just kind of look like a goat, like a sideways goat look. But I don't know if everybody else can see it, but I definitely can see it. Maybe I've just been looking at faces so long that it's just like that. And one more thing I did notice about Capricorn, they seem to be the light skinned one in your family. Even if everybody is dark skinned in your family, they seem to be the lightest dark skinned one in your family. Okay, so the second season of winter is Aquarius. So how do you identify Aquarius? Aquarians, they have like a broad forehead. It could go like, because they're thinkers, they have a broad forehead that goes across. And they also have an unusual arch in their eyebrows. A lot of them, most of them, have an unusual arch in their eyebrow. Like this picture of Bob Marley here. Look at his eyebrows. He has an unusual arch to the eyebrows. I also started seeing something new inside them when I've been studying their face. That a lot of Aquarians, they have nostrils that go way out here. Like this picture of Ed Sheeran right here. You can look at it. Look at the side of his nostrils right there. Like they have extra nostril. Even this picture of Megan Thee Stallion, she has it. I tried to look for Oprah, but I wasn't sure because her nose looked kind of different, and I wasn't sure which was her nose and which wasn't her nose, or if she had a new nose or not. Ugh. Okay, we're on the last sign of the zodiac, which is Pisces. How can you tell a Pisces by looking at them? Okay, Pisces normally have a rounded forehead. There, forehead, yeah, rounded forehead, and they have like arch to their eyebrows. Um, if you look at this picture right here of Daniel Craig, you can see a definite arch in the eyebrows. And they have what you call dreamy eyes, or dreamy eyes is what they would say. Look at this picture of Rihanna. She has pretty much wide, dreamy Pisces eyes. And Terrence Howard. They're also, pretty deep spiritual people, but you could normally tell a Pisces by their eyes, the wideness of their eyes, and the roundness of their head. You could. That's pretty much how you could tell Pisces what they look like. So I'll be back soon with some more videos and some more information, uh, not only about what they look like, but this is Bill Gandy, the natural astrologer, and I'll see you soon. To learn more, follow me at Bill Gandy on TikTok or buy my book, The First Breath, on Amazon.